Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. Today's review is focused on Netflix documentary entitled Downfall: The Case Against Boeing. And the official synopsis of this documentary is: investigators revealed how Boeing's alleged priority of profit over safety could have contributed to two claustrophobic crashes within months of each other. And here is my review on this documentary. For the most part, I did like this documentary for what it was, covering this very tragic situation between these two airplane crashes. And also at the same time, this documentary was just really tragic in many different aspects. And I would say some of the things that I enjoyed about this documentary was how it was presented. I felt like the production of this documentary was good, as it had a pretty good production value with how everything looked and everything. The interviews for this documentary was good as well, but also at the same time, as previously mentioned, extremely sad, as it had a few different families of the victims of the crashes being interviewed, and as well as just investigators explaining the reports about why this happened, and even workers that used to work for Boeing talking about how the whole atmosphere changed and everything as Boeing became much more successful as the years went on. And I felt that some of the interviews was just really just mind-boggling, with just explaining with how Boeing tried to do everything that they possibly can to keep their reputation intact, and as well as just their profits. Another thing that I really did like about this documentary was that this documentary had a lot of just CGI effects added into it. And the way that it was added was to show how the crash happened, how things just transpired when these two situations happened and everything, as you just got like a good glimpse and just a good idea of just what it may have been inside the plane when things were transpiring for the worse, as the CGI was really good and everything else. And this documentary also, to me, does a good job of just showcasing how Boeing was a company that cared about safety of its passengers, to only caring about the money and being really focused on just making money and just not having a care in the world about their safety. As many of the workers talked about, ever since this merger happened back in 1997, that is when things just took a turn for the worse for Boeing, as they stopped really caring about the safety, stopped caring about the things about the airplanes, and just was really just focused on making that money, because money talks in many different ways. And Boeing is you can say is a pretty horrible company, to say the least. And the CEO trying to pin the blame on the people that were flying the airplanes as well, like that's just a huge slap in the face for all of the families that lost somebody in those horrible crashes. But documentary, to me, it was good, very tragic at the same time, with everything that transpired and everything that could have possibly prevented this from occurring once again, but wasn't. I did not find anything bad about this documentary, as I felt like the production value of it was good, interviews extremely sad and everything else, and just showcasing how a company really did just think about money over safety in a way. And how I would rate this documentary out of 5 stars. I think I would probably rate this documentary maybe 4.5 stars out of 5. So thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.